Hello, wonderful people of the internet. Welcome back to another episode of Simuleos. Let me check really quick. I'm not centered. Let me just move this maybe that way. Okay, that's okay. Sorry, my hair is a mess. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, hey, Jump Out, James, Harry, Cropeb, how are you guys doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day, night, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is, your time. Just finished group project, hour before the deadline. Good luck with that one. Circumoto Amorous, hey, how are you? Jump Out, hi, Simuleos. I was just enjoying George Hot. Try to learn biology to hack HCOV. Is that HCOV? Is that COVID-19? Is that what it's called? Oh, COV. What is going on? Why is this so weird today? Like, for some reason the setup is just... I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Let me move this around. Hopefully it's not going to be too loud for you guys. Maybe something like this is what I normally do? Huh. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need to tighten this here. Maybe that's it. I have no idea. So just let me know if there's something wrong with the volume levels here. Coronavirus. Yep. Okay. Cool. So I'm assuming this is the COVID-19 stuff. I learned quantum maths for babies recently, thanks to Simuleos, and some ideas while learning Inuktitut syllabics. Ah, interesting. I don't know what that means. 1 star minus 1 equals square root of negative I squared, because how can a 2D product space yield 1D? Answer is like breaking symmetry. Oh yeah, sure. Let's see. Found 3 bugs when adding a bunch of comments. Times multiplications. Oh, times -1. I see. I was just enjoying CGP Gray's The Rules for Rulers, but hearing both videos music was weird. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I know the music for this particular stream. The music I use is kind of weird. I need to get better at using different music. I don't know. Right, so I didn't stream yesterday. There were 2 reasons for that. The reason I'm going to tell you guys is that I was basically packing for getting ready for my trip to Alabama that I'll be taking in the next week. I had to talk to my landlord. I had to do a whole bunch of different things. Long story short, I'm not going to be breaking the lease on this place, kind of unfortunately, because my upstairs neighbors are consistently noisy at all times. But on the other hand, I'm going to be in Alabama for the next few months. Hanging out with my parents, while we're waiting out COVID-19 to finish up, and while I can work, while I will be working remotely for MIT. So that's kind of the plan. All 3 critical to get a bunch of points. Oh, dude, I mean, I found 3 bugs when adding a bunch of comments. Just good luck, really good luck. Why did coronavirus 63 happen before 19? 19 is a year. 19 is a year, I thought. They standardized on names a while ago. So, right, we'll see how it goes. Basically, okay, so I will be in this place until someone gives me a noise complaint and I'm asked to leave because I can't break the lease otherwise. It's kind of a weird situation. Hey, Clone Style, how are you? I feel like it's been ages since I've seen you on stream. I hope you're having a wonderful time. I don't know if you still stream anymore. At least I haven't seen you online. My time zone's shifted, so I can't watch other people's stream anymore. But yeah, I'm hoping everything's going okay. Okay, coronavirus 63 happened before 19. No earthly idea. Okay, so I think I'm caught up on chat. If I missed anything, please feel free to let me know. And today, we're going to be continuing working on Gauss's Easter algorithm. Now, what day is it today? Today is March 22nd. Okay, so my goal is to get this video out by, let's just make this huge. My goal is to get this out by March 29th, and I actually want to do a separate video. I really want to do a separate video. Oh, what did I do there? Cal 2020. I want to do a separate video on April 1st. It's been ages since I... What is this nonsense? Why did that copy? Anyway, it's been ages since I did an April 1st video. I did one once on my channel a long time back. The video has since been deleted. But I want to make another April 1st video where I'm switching to Emacs, right? And I just want to start talking about how I've been using VI for ages. It's my number one, it's my favorite text editor, all this kind of stuff. And I'm going to do the same joke that I did last year on Twitch, but this time I want to make it into a YouTube video. I know that sounds really dumb, but I'm a dumb person, so, like, that, it is what it is. Who here actually saw the last year's April Fool's Day video when I switched to Emacs. Did anyone watch that? I don't know. Maybe it's been so long ago that everyone's forgotten. In which case, I'm probably going to do the same thing because I really wanted to make a video on that one and I didn't. And the video last year when I did it, I wasn't able to finish compiling Emacs, so it didn't work out. But this year I want to do it again. So this time it's going to be for the YouTube audience. I'm interested in seeing if I can make a video out of it, and we'll see how it goes. Cool. Okay. I think that's it for the introduction. I know a lot of people here are, probably stuck at home in the middle of the COVID-19 panic. I know myself. I'm in the demographic where I could have actually had, the coronavirus at some point, and I just wouldn't have known because it doesn't affect me very much. And I feel like a lot of people in this chat right now are in a similar position where the coronavirus just honestly probably won't affect them too much. Even if they get infected by it, it probably won't affect them too much. On the other hand, the whole point in staying inside is not to protect yourself, but to make sure that those who are immunocompromised do not get the virus, right? So in particular, your grandparents, maybe people with diabetes, any of these types of people would be strongly affected by the virus, this type of stuff. Hey, Trash Talk, how are you? So anyway, I know everyone knows that, and I know everyone knows that they're staying in to help other people and stuff like that. But hopefully, everyone's doing okay. Sadly, I just cleaned my job for a few weeks, but it could be worse. Dude, I'm really sorry to hear that. I mean, the thing about the coronavirus thing is it is a weird. I don't even know. Everyone's just confused by it. Like, I don't even understand what's happening, if I'm being honest. I'm not an epidemiologist, so I have absolutely no idea what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be doing. All I know is that the people who know best are telling us to stay inside and do our best to keep the disease from spreading as much as possible, right? And so I figure that's what we should do. If that's what all the experts are saying, that's what I figure we should do. Unfortunately, this means parts of the economy are going south. I mean, if you look at Dow index or whatever, I know I look this up a lot. I actually look at this a lot. I don't know why I look at this so much. There are better metrics for how the economy is going. It's just this is one metric that people use, and it's not awful. So let's see. I'm just gonna do 5-day metric. It's trending down. 1 month metric trending down. 6 months metric trending down. Year to date. 1 year. 5 years. Oh my gosh. It's just. Oh, it sucks so much. Right, so here's 5 years. This right here, let's see, 2016, that is election day. This little dip right here, that is election day 2016 when Trump was elected. He inherited a booming economy. You can see this trend line going up and up and up. Admittedly, it was hard to say at the time whether it was going up, but it has been going up consistently for the past 5 years, and bam. It's an incredibly sharp dip, which means the economy is going to be very, very, very strongly affected. I don't know what this means. I don't know if this means that, everyone's out of a job. I don't know if this is the next Great Depression. I don't know if this is... I don't know. I don't know what's happening, All I know is that people are going around and they're doing their best to keep everyone else from getting sick. That's all I know. I'm not an economist. I'm not an epidemiologist. I'm not an expert in this area. I just know it looks kind of weird. Like, I know that it's not going to affect me so much, but it will affect other people. And so, I don't know. It's just such a weird thing. I just don't understand it. Let's see. Well, not really protecting vulnerable people, but rather not spreading the virus too much. Well, right. But even if the virus is spread incredibly far, like everyone gets the virus, most demographics won't feel it. It's just the immunocompromised that will feel it. World Index is better, I think. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Again, it's a weekend stream. I don't mind just kind of chilling a bit. Let's do, I guess it's this one, stock market indices. I was hoping to just see a nice plot. That's what I was looking for. I know that's really noobish of me to say, but that's what I'm looking for. It is a nice plot to put on screen. Honestly, I'd rather be on the safe side and do too much than too little. Right, I agree with that. It's just, I know that a lot of people are losing their job over this. It's just how it is, you know? We had a bit of a problem this weekend. It was nice weather, so many people went to the beach or the forest, and it got crowded there. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's weird. I don't feel like I can get emotional about this. Like, I can't. I know thousands of people are dying, but it's so hard to. I don't know. It's like when I think of nebulous. I just touched my face. I shouldn't touch my face. I need to not do that. When I think of like nebulous problems that society is facing, coronavirus seems like a nebulous problem. Now, climate change to me is not a nebulous problem. There are things that I can do that I can help. You know, I can attack. You know, there are things with climate change I can do that I can genuinely help out the ecosystem with, but not the same. Not the same here with the coronavirus. It's so weird. I'm happy my country response was great. Good. Belgium is a wonderful country, by the way. Yeah, it's crazy. I never thought it would have to affect me either. Oh, I got a friend who saw a report on French people complaining about getting fined when they break quarantine. Oh my word. Hi, hey Trash Talk, how are you? I've only been up for a few minutes. I'm sorry, TS Joss, not Trash Talk. Trash Talk said hi earlier. TS Joss said hi now. Hey, how are you? I'm so sorry. I just saw Trash Talk directly under that and I skipped. Let's see, what do we have here? What side do you live on? French or Flemish? Why is Twitch so slow at sending notifications? I have no idea. Did I miss a notification? Maybe I did. Let me check something. I'm not seeing any notifications here. But here, let me just try refreshing my page. Maybe I'm an idiot. One second. Yeah, I didn't get any notifications, I don't think. So sorry about that. I don't know what the deal is, but hey. Let's see. 50% of critical cases are from people under 60. Right. Oh, under 60. What? Okay, let me. Coronavirus. Look at that top search. With age. Maybe the statistics have changed then. In which case, fine. So I think this is what I was working off of, probably. Let me just see what we have here. Right, so 0.2, 0.20, right. So it's 3.6 at 60, right? If you wash your hands correctly, it's okay-ish to touch your face. Right, I mean, okay, so to be fair, I wash my hands way too much. In fact, I wash my hands so much that I think I'm actually screwing up. Because I wash my hands so much that my hands actually start to bleed. Which is probably the opposite effect of what you want. So that means every time I wash my hands, I also have to put on lotion. And, you know, sometimes I'm afraid that the lotion is not clean. So, I don't know. It's a weird thing. If you wash your hands correctly, I live in the Netherlands and our response is all right, but self-isolation is not enforced. Yeah, I mean, it's not really enforced in the US either. Honestly, I think everyone can play a part. Just wash your hands, avoid crowds. That's it. You're doing your part. Yeah, maybe that's true. I mean, I do that anyway, so people still go to the beach. How do you have beaches while under the sea level? What? I mean, we have. I thought 97% of French people thought the lockdown was good. I think I saw that stat for hospitalized. No, not death rates, critical cases. A bit more subtle than that. Okay. So people basically clogging up the health system. Okay, I understand. Bacteria are good to eat. No wrong way around. Oh, that's why viral infections are lesser near the tropics. The higher rate of influenza in the northern hemisphere. I haven't had to change anything for this. I already avoid people. Right. So, I mean, I have had to change some things. Like my job is now remote. It wasn't remote before. And it's not like I'm not suffering from it because I'm not an extrovert. I don't go out. I don't do things. So it's fine for me. The only problem is that this apartment has incredibly loud neighbors that I have to deal with, which again, I'm just going to Alabama for a few months to deal with that. It's fine. Currently 5 meters below sea level. Hey, C252, how are you? If more people below 60 get sick, even a lower death rate still means a bunch of deaths below 60. Yeah, okay. I take that point. I definitely take that point. Also, these statistics are kind of skewed because the there are oh my gosh, let me try to speak. I think there are a larger number of people under 60 than there are over 60, so it's kind of okay. Did you misplace your beard? I shaved. Look, the thing is, I don't like beards. I really don't. The only reason I was growing a beard is because my girlfriend wanted me to have a beard. So I grew one because of that. But the truth is, we're in a distance relationship, and it's going to be distance for the next few months. So I figured, let me go ahead and shave now and grow it out a bit more, because it was getting to the point that, like, your mustache is so long that whenever you eat anything, it just gets stuck in the mustache, and I couldn't deal with it. So I was either going to trim it or I was going to shave it completely. And I figured, let me just shave it completely and see what happens. I have no idea. Relationship goals. What's a relationship goal? Growing a beard and then shaving it off because you don't care about the relationship? I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about. No, I really do care about the relationship, though. She's a great person. Influenza seems to have seasonality because it tends to get way too close to each other during cold seasons. Oh, is that why? Because I've always wondered about the temperature dependence on the flu, right? So you're saying that in the cold, people tend to be closer together and therefore spread the disease more frequently. But as you separate yourself, so it has nothing to do with the temperature. It has to do with the rate of interaction with other people. Just shave the mustache and not the rest. Yeah, but I don't grow anything on the sides here and here, like nothing on the cheeks, So the beard already looks bad. It looks like a neck beard, and it's just like, I don't think I look good with a beard. And the other problem is I can't shave too close to my face, because if I just take like a standard razor and I shave too close to my face, my skin is super sensitive. As indicated earlier when I said my hands start to bleed when I wash my hands. I just have very sensitive skin. So, goatee still has a mustache. Goatee is just this area. Anyway, let's not talk about the beard. I'm sorry about that. I shaved. It is what it is, okay? You're just going to have to deal with it. Okay. But right, part of the reason I'm definitely, I really do want to stream during this time when people are, maybe a bit displaced from work, working remotely, all this kind of stuff. I feel like it's good to do these types of streams because it gives people a time to talk about, kind of nerdy things and hang out and chat and maybe have some social interaction that they wouldn't have otherwise. And I think that's worth it. Do you want to know? Yeah, I want to know what you're working on, Trash Talk. Tell me. For a split second, I thought you got a haircut. I don't think that's a good idea for your information. What? Shaving or getting a haircut? The thing is, I've wanted long hair since I was like 12, and I never grew out my hair. I never have, because I've never gotten the guts to do it. But now, social distancing, working remotely, I'm not supposed to be next to people. That includes a barber. If there's any time to grow my hair out, it's going to be now. So I figure let's do it just in the next few months. See how bad I look with long hair and then cut it short again. If it's better weather, then people would go out more and spread further. Yeah, see, I don't know. I thought it was a humidity thing, growing out hair. I just thought it was a humidity thing. Maybe. No shave until November. No shave till November? That's awful. I once grew my hair to my waist over 2 years. Over 2 years? Your hair will grow that long in 2 years? No way. Get a mohawk like me. I could do a mohawk. Donated to cancer people and finally got rid of it. Oh, yeah, nice. Actually, that's not a bad idea. We're working on AA Pie. Honestly, if from practically bald, I assumed you didn't mean practically barred. You were just, playing your lute, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I'm gonna grow my hair out, and I'm gonna stop being a bard. My hair grows super fast. Yeah, so my problem is my hair grows fast, but I've got little strands of hair that only grow so long. They don't go that long, and I don't know how to fix that. So I don't think I can fix it. I think it might be because I swim so much that my hair is like constantly chlorinated. So that could be an issue. Anyway, this is all beside the point. Open a wig charity. I was just singing some ancient songs and my hair grew out for 2 years. You were singing for 2 years. I miss my hair now that I have to shave it short. Otherwise, I look like a mad scientist. Well, yeah. I'm writing a book. It's my first attempt at a long-form story. I don't expect it to be good, but I have passed. Dude, Trash Talk, amazing, absolutely amazing. I love writing. Let me just see what I've got here. CD, Grim. No, CD projects, Grim. Okay, so a while ago, like a month ago, I started writing a book, and I love writing. I love writing so much. CD content. What is it? There's a way to check word count. Yeah, word count star. I am at. Oh, I didn't pull. Origin master. Must be all done on my laptop. Oh, maybe I did. Yeah, I have. How many words do I have? What is this? One, is that 23,000 words? There's no way that's the number of words. Let's do wc1.md. What is this returning? I know word count returns words, but I don't know what 462. 4,300. There's no way it's 23,759 words. It's way too long for one chapter. Okay, I don't know. I also started writing a book. I don't actually know how long this is. I don't think that's the right word count. I think I'm only at 6,000 words, which means you're blowing me out of the water. I just can't read the word count. But man, I'm super impressed. Good job. Etc. The flu tends to spike in the fall and winter for major reasons, the temperature. The virus survives better in the cool, dry temperature. And that's thanks to a protective gel-like coating that surrounds the flu. Oh, interesting. Good. So it is a temperature dependence a bit. At my current pace, I expect to finish part of the first draft at the end of this year, maybe. Dude, I'm so excited to read it. Like, I really am. Let's see. Sentences, words, characters. Probably. That's probably what it is. But I don't know how. Oh, probably line count. Yeah, probably line count. So that means I'm only at 6,000 words. Man, I'm so far behind. I actually wanted to write every single day, and I was writing every single day. But I just got bogged down with work and all this other stuff, and I just wasn't able to keep it going. What I've decided, I've actually decided that if I ever get to the point where I can work on the algorithm archive full time, which is definitely still a goal of mine. Man, it's such a big goal of mine. I really want to do it. And I might just do it. I might just take a risk and do it and just work off my own funding because I've got enough money to sustain myself for at least 1 year. And then I was like, okay, if I can sustain myself for 1 year, let's do it. Just jump off the trampoline. Other people jump off cliffs. I'm jumping off a trampoline, but we'll jump off the trampoline. That's what I said. And we'll just try it, for a year, and we'll see how it goes. I'm a bit worried because the economy is kind of going south, but I don't know. Like, I want to try it so badly. And what I said is, if I work on the algorithm archive full time, I'm also going to do a lot of things that I just want to do, like write a book, another book, not the algorithm archive, another book, and this would be that book. And I said I want to do other things, like I want to, get better at swimming. I want to actually compete in swimming because I was so close to Olympic times when I was in high school, and I just really want to get to the point where I can get back to that speed. It's just, I don't know. Let's see. What's it about? Oh, yeah. So, okay. So I actually did a stream about it a while ago. Word WC. Right, so it is 6,000 words. I have nothing written. I want premieres. Let's see. If I can keep myself. Let's see. I don't think I've ever written anything in my life more than a couple thousand lines. I wrote hundreds of thousands of words of content when I was in high school. It was something I love writing. It's so much fun. Should be popular in SF. Right, yeah. Also, you have a good resume, so it wouldn't hurt you to take a year and do something like that. Right, that's what I kind of think. Have you looked at the numbers? Wait. Yeah, so the issue with publishing is the following, right? Like, I don't know who... Okay, let me just... Yeah, it's a weekend stream. Let's just chill. Zernal... We'll get to... I promise. We'll get to the Gaussian, Easter algorithm in a bit. But let me talk about something really quick. So there's publishing. My life revolves around one thing, and that is for Pete's sake, publishing. Okay, I'm either publishing scientific papers, I'm publishing content online, I'm publishing, YouTube videos, algorithm archive content, I'm publishing something. Let me talk about publishing books. For books, you have two options. You have self-publishing. Whoa. Let's try that one again. Which I'll call self-pub. And then we have, it's not journal publishing, it's going through a publisher, we'll say. Pubber. Of course, it's a pupper. I've translated 50,000 words in under 2 years. I mean, still impressive. What about the story? What's the story about? I'll explain the story in just a second. I want to explain publishing, then I'll talk about the story. The story's actually available on GitHub if you wanted to check it out. GitHub.com. And then we should be able to just go to Grim right here. So here's the... here it is right there. Boom. Okay, so publishing. Self-publishing is also called vanity publishing, which is kind of what it is, you know? If you self-publish, more than likely, no one will see your book because there's thousands and thousands of books that are coming out. It's the same with, like, you know, Twitch streams and YouTube videos. You put your video, you put out your book, you put out your content. It's going to be swarmed with a whole bunch of other content creators making the same content and wanting the same audience to read the book. So it's almost impossible for you to find an audience self-publishing. This is hard. The only way self-publishing works is if you grow an audience in another platform and you bring them to that self-published book. Now, if you go through a publisher, this is equally as hard because you've got to, you know, send your book to publisher after publisher after publisher after publisher and hoping that one of them likes it enough. You know, the story goes that J.K. Rowling, one of the most successful authors of this era, honestly, consistently had to send Harry Potter to a large number of publishers, I think 10 publishers, before one finally said it was a good idea. And so that's the idea. You just have to keep submitting and submitting and submitting, and then finally you get an editor. And usually, in order to submit, you need some sort of literature agent. So you go to an agent, you submit there, and then you go to the publisher, you submit there, and then through the process, eventually, you get the book published. And this usually takes like a year, I would say, about a full year for the publishing to happen, right? So my point is, if you're going to try to make a book, if you're going to try to write a book, no one's going to read this. Here, no one's going to read this. And the thing is, even after this process, most people aren't going to read this, right? Because publishers really only pick one book out of their entire lineup that they really push heavily. The rest of them are just kind of published. So for the most part, if you publish in science fiction, you might have the best story ever possible in the world, in the history of humanity. And no one will read it because there's just swarmed with so many other books. You've really got to figure out who and how the marketing is done. And the one big advantage to going through a publisher is that you don't have to market your own thing. Other people can market it for you. Self-publishing, you have to do all the marketing. That's really the only difference. But it's just, a lot of people want to be an author because they like the idea of being an author, but that doesn't work. It's so hard to make it as an author. It's just impossible, which is why as a high schooler, I kind of gave up and I went into the sciences. But I still love writing so much. If you want a hardback copy, self-publishing is really hard as you need to do everything yourself. Right, yeah, that's true. What's the story about? Okay, so I'll talk about the story in just a second. So I submitted my first pair of journal for revision. I can probably just read, if you wanted me to, I could read it aloud if you wanted. Not chapter 1. Let's go to the prologue. It's really short. Yeah. Okay, I can read it aloud if you guys are interested. I genuinely like the story. Is that an audiobook? I could. Okay, if you guys want me to read it aloud, I can. But the story is about a coffin salesman named Grimm. It's a relatively straightforward premise. The idea is that this guy has a form of synesthesia, which basically means that he is unable to see people's faces, or rather, the person's life force covers their face. So if you if he wants to, talk to somebody who's alive, he's actually not able to do so because he can't see their face. He can't understand, their emotions. There's always something missing from his conversations. And so it's basically this guy who became a coffin salesman because, or a mortician essentially, because the only thing that he could, the only time he could actually see people clearly was when they were dead. And so it's this really morbid story. But I really like how it's turning out because right. So the way it is he can see people's life force, right? So if he meets people and he actually can get to know them, they actually look different. Like he starts to see different colors than just gray, you know, like if a person's really happy and peppy, he'll see like, like yellow. And if they know a lot, he'll see blue. If they're really quixotic, he'll see purple. If they're angry, he'll see red, all this kind of stuff, so like people start to be more than just people to him, right? Like it's not just like, it's not just like, how we see people. He sees people as like an amalgam of these different colors that represent who they are as a person. And I kind of like it. It's nice, So, what's the conflict about? Oh, the conflict is about Grimm himself being completely incapable of understanding other people, right? This story isn't about... The thing is, I don't really like... Okay, I don't like big adventures. I don't like these... I don't like, like crazy stories. I don't like sci-fi and science fiction so much. I like them, but I care about the writing of a story more than I care about the plot of a story. So the point of this one is just to build a beautiful world. It's not really meant to be published. It's just meant as more of a writing exercise, Torture does not make human more amenable. I don't know what that means. What program do you use to see chat? IRSSI. But yeah, I can read this if you want me to read it. I actually really like it, but if you guys don't want me to read it, I'll just keep on moving because we have to talk about Gauss's Easter algorithm. Okay, so right, what I basically wanted to say is that if I'm going to work on the algorithm marker full time, I also want to have something else. I want to do something else, perceptibility is in the eyes of the beholder. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and erase this. Oop, come on. This is the slowest way I could have chosen to erase this. You guys are just gonna have to deal with it. I could have just pressed Control Z like 10 times, but nope. This is what I'm doing. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so the thing is, the story is a bit morbid, but yeah, we'll see. It's more of an exercise than it is a, okay, so the truth is, I used to write all the time, right? Like when I was a kid, I would write constantly. That was all I did in my free time. I just wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. But I never got anything out there. I never published it or anything. And I'm out of practice. So I feel like my pen is rusty, if that makes sense. So I need time to get it back up to speed. So this is my test paper. This is my test book. And then after that, I'll go from there. So sad I didn't erase something like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start talking about Gauss's Easter algorithm. If you guys want, okay, look, I did do a creative writing stream before, but I didn't know how to do writing on stream, so I ended up just talking about the book. But if you guys want me to do, I might do a stream reading through, actually an audiobook stream. I just read through the chapter and discuss where I want to go with the chapter. For example, chapter 1 or something like that. I'll just read through the whole thing. Maybe sometime in the future. We'll see how it goes. 1 second. Okay, right. I want to see that. Yeah, okay, yeah, we could do that. It sounds like we can. I'll do it sometime whenever chapter 1 is done. I don't know when that's going to be, but it might be a while. But yeah, I did a creative writing stream before, and then I kind of dropped it because I don't know, it didn't seem like people were so interested in it, and I didn't know how to actually write on stream, right? So I think that's really hard to do. So then I thought, well, okay, let's not do the writing on stream. Let's do the writing off stream and do the reading on stream and discussion on stream. So I think maybe we can do that next time. Okay, so let's start talking about Gauss's Easter algorithm because I'm a bit late. Gauss is Easter algorithm. So, okay, we've been chatting. We've been chatting for the past hour, and I don't have too much. I mean, I've got an hour left to stream now, so let's start this. Okay, who was here? Who was here last time? We talked about Gauss's Easter algorithm. By the way, Marcos Brolkin, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. Even live coding is hard. So live writing. Live writing is surprisingly harder than live coding. Because live coding, live coding is a thinking process, right? Like you're constantly trying to figure out what you're going to write next, so you're thinking through it. But with writing, it's so weird because when I'm writing, I just get into the writing mode, Did he read my message? I may have missed it. Let me see. I submitted dude. Fantastic. I submitted my first paper to a journal for revision. I did miss that, and thank you for bringing it up. That is amazing. Seriously, good work. It also sounds like something I'd like to do, but I'd have to translate my text to English first. Right. Fair enough. I've seen a bit. Seriously, good job. I'm super impressed with this entire community. Everyone's doing super cool stuff, and I spent 3 hours today playing Animal Crossing, so maybe I guess I'm the slacker here. Right. So if you guys weren't here before, let me talk about what the Easter algorithms are. Let's talk about why they're actually interesting. Which desktop environment do you use? I use OpenBox, actually. It's just a simple lightweight one. Playing is cool. I just got really into so my girlfriend's really into Animal Crossing. I actually bought her an Animal Crossing Switch, like the special edition Switch for Animal Crossing. And I don't know, I got really into the game, and so yeah. Speaking of Animal Crossing, who's hyped for Half-Life Alyx in 18 hours? I don't know what that is, but I assume it's fun. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are super into it, 18 hours already? He uses the closed cube? Open box closed cube. What's Half-Life? I think there are... Right. So Half-Life is if you have exponential decay, the half-life is how long it takes for you to have half of your substance left over. I don't remember how to calculate it actually because I'm an idiot. I've completely forgotten basic high school physics because I'm a complete moron. Okay, let's talk about Easter. Whoa, that's how you spell Easter. Let's try that one again. Okay, Easter. For those of you who may not be Christian, and I'm not saying you have to be Christian to understand this, because it's not. It is a Christian tradition, but this algorithm is interesting not because it's a Christian tradition, but interesting because of other reasons. Trash talk. So Easter is a holiday that celebrates a particular event in the Christian calendar. This holiday happens the first Sunday, so Sunday after the Paschal, and again, there's different pronunciations for this, full moon. Okay, so when is the Paschal full moon? Well, it's the first full moon. So when is this guy? This is the first full moon after March 21st. Why March 21st? Because that's spring, according to the Pope. In principle, the March equinox, or the spring equinox is actually, a 3-day period, but the Pope says it's always on March 21st. So the first full moon after March 21st is known as a Paschal full moon. Here. Oh, let's try that one again. The Paschal full moon here. And then the first Sunday after that is Easter. So this basically means that if you're going to be calculating Easter, you have to know the lunar calendar to know, when Easter is, when the Paschal full moon is, and then you have to put that into the Gregorian calendar, the calendar we normally use, in order for this to make sense. So you have, again, your lunar calendar tracking the full moon, and then you got to move that into the Gregorian calendar and find the next Sunday. So that's why it's interesting and kind of tricky, because most people in human history could not do that, right? The calculation of the date of Easter was so fundamental to computing during the time, it was actually nicknamed computus, which literally means computation. It was like the only thing people were computing during the time, and this calculation fundamentally pushed the boundary of human knowledge for centuries, if not millennia, right? People were able to calculate Easter within, maybe at 300 AD, but it wasn't until like 1800, essentially, when Gauss came forward with his Easter algorithm and several other people came forward, that they really had a systematic way of determining this date. It's actually really interesting. Gauss himself tried 5 times. Like he published and then, corrected himself and corrected himself, corrected himself and corrected himself again before finally having an Easter algorithm that actually worked, right? This is not an easy thing to do. Especially not when you don't have computers available and all this kind of stuff. Oops, sorry, I just hit the microphone. So the story goes that Gauss, also didn't know his own birthday, right? He was only told that his birthday was 7 days before Ascension Day and on a Wednesday. So because he didn't know what day that was in the Gregorian calendar, after creating his Easter algorithm, he also used it to figure out what his birthday was, which was apparently like April 30th or whenever his birthday is. So there's a lot of interesting things around this algorithm, and it's not like the most interesting computational thing that people ever done. It's not like some crazy thing that's going to push computing now, but it's interesting and it's something worth discussing, and we're the Arcane Algorithm Archive for a reason. Okay, not Christian, I'm T.S. Jost. Let's see, I looked it up and I know what you're talking about now. Let's see, there are similar algorithms for Ramadan, I believe, but correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, could be, I don't know. Well, the Sunday after, except in some cases. Oh, right, there are, I think, 2 exceptions to that. You can use orbital dynamics and a superimposed polynomial time series for that. You could, but it's kind of a bit overkill, especially when you don't have a computer. Wait, the first day in spring is always the 21st according to Christianity? No. It's always the 21st according to the Pope, not according to Christianity. Cast lunar date as Gregorian date. There you go. It's done. It's kind of like Doomsday algorithm, but with more like, wait, I actually don't remember what the Doomsday algorithm is. What is a Doomsday algorithm? Doomsday. Okay. What's a Doomsday algorithm? Let's see. Doomsday algorithm calculates the week of any given date. I don't remember this. What is this? In 1970, British mathematician John Conway devised a way to quickly calculate the weekday of any given date without help of calculators or calendars. Okay, there you go. The fact that it's called the Doomsday algorithm is kind of a bit, you expect it to be a bit cooler than it actually is, but hey, it is what it is. Vedic scholars got the first few digits of the age of the universe correct. Huh, interesting. Before telescopes were invented, they were off by a factor. Off by many a factor. Right, you're right, but so close. The Pope wields his mighty power and declares it spring. It's one of those fun little things people show you and try to get you into math when you're a kid. It's such a Conway thing to do. Conway's Game of Life, Conway's Doomsday Calendar. He's got both ends of the spectrum, covered. Okay. So, that's really him. Right. So, what are we going to do today? So, as of yesterday, or I guess 2 days ago, we calculated something known as Servois's table. Servois table, and I think I'm just going to have to Google this, probably find it in Easter. There we are. And we got the right times and everything. So essentially, we were able to calculate this table. I colored it, and I think that's okay. So we have a first iteration of this to go off of. What I need to do today is some discussion with you guys as to the best way to visualize and understand the rest of the algorithm, right? So this table here shows you the date of the full moon. It shows you the date of the full moon, so that you can say, okay, the Sunday after this is going to be Easter, right? So the 9th of April would be the full moon in 1800. The 7th of April would be the full moon in 1811. 18th of April would be the full moon in 1810, so on and so forth. So you can just read it with the decade on the y-axis and the year on the x-axis, right? So we were able to pretty easily generate, well, not pretty easily, we were able to generate this. So now the question is, what do we do with the rest of the algorithm? How do we properly display what the rest of it is? I'm going to get some heat for this, but I find Conway's Game of Life to be one of my least favorite things he's done. I honestly don't know so much about other things he's done. I probably should, but I don't. What? Something just What was that? Okay, I have no idea, but I thought something just like. Okay, so there's like this particular apartment had a bug problem a while ago, so I thought I saw something fly, like across the screen, and I was kind of worried about it, but I don't know. Okay, so now I'm like really worried that there's like a bug just crawling around. Just 2 seconds. I'm not okay. I'm not really seeing anything, so it's probably fine. I probably just hallucinated a bug existing, but now I'm like kind of really worried that it is like crawling on my face or something. Did the game overshadow all of his later work? Maybe. I don't know. I only really know him for the game of life. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up. Computus, and we'll just take a look at this Wikipedia article. And I'm going to just read the section and try to figure out what's happening, right? So we have the algorithm. We have a section down here that describes, how it's working. And so I'm just going to go to the code. I'm going to comment in what all is working. I'm going to make the code a bit more concise. And then we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and CD into projects, Simuleos. And then we're going to go into Computus. And same thing over here, CD projects, Simuleos, Leos, and Computus. Oop. Okay. That was a D. Let's try CD. Okay. I'm just going to open up Julia, so we have it available. And I'm going to show you guys the calculation Sir Voices table as it currently is set. Let's go into VI Gauss Easter. Right. And so this should go ahead and return... This should return the table. Okay. So we're going to say that A is going to be equal to all the dates from 1800 to 1899. So that's 100 dates in total because we're starting counting at 0. After this, we're going to say include, and let's just do Gauss's Easter.jl. And now we're going to map this onto all of those elements. So we're going to say, what are we going to say? So we're going to say, what did I do before? I think it was just dates is equal to computus.a. Should be fine. Okay. So now we have the 13th of April, 5th of April. Okay. So this is just returning a string, but I want to return this date. Oh, re-included. Dates here. Okay, great. And now we're just going to reshape that day. So reshape dates is going to be reshaped 10 by 10. Dates. And dates. Okay. So here's our table. And let me just make sure this is the right table so I'm not like leading you guys astray. So here's this list over here, and we have 9, 18, 29. Yeah, it's inverted, but it's fine. So that's our table. And if we plot this guy, we'll get like just a colored version of Sir Voice's table that we can work with from there. Let's see, is B a variable to add a leap day every 4 years? Probably, yeah. That's what you do. Let's see, far off though. But a mathematician doesn't get a lot of attention anyway. I think it's rotated, not inverted. Yeah, you're right. It's like transpose of that is what it is. So when I said rotated, I meant transpose. I was thinking data, not math. So let's do heat map. And we should be able to do reshaped. Come on, reshaped dates. Okay. And then we'll heat map that, and we'll have some sort of cool visual thing to look at. And I'm thinking about how I want to show this in the algorithm archive. So I'm gonna plot it, and then I'm going to think about the best way to explain it. That is an ugly. Let's try heat mapping that to blues. Oop. Okay. So here's the table. Again, it's the columns are rows and rows are columns. It's not quite what we're expecting. I cannot figure out how to put both of them on screen at the same time. So I'm just going to do this. No, that's really dumb. I'm going to cover chat for a bit. I don't care what you guys are saying anymore. I actually really do. Okay, so anyway, so we've got, yeah, okay, this is fine. So we've got this table. What I'm probably going to do for the algorithm archive is I'm going to make the table a bit bigger, and I'm going to put these numbers in the boxes. So we'll have 19, 29, 17, so on and so forth. So we'll have all the numbers in the boxes so that I can explain this as Sir Voice's table as an interesting way that people applied the code in order to find the full moon, right? So that's one way in which people use the algorithm. And then we'll talk about another way to actually calculate the date of Easter. I'm going to clean up the code right now. So instead of reading in a calendar type, I'm actually just not going to read in a calendar type because Gauss's Easter algorithm is kind of specifically supposed to work with a Gregorian calendar. It's just that it can be modified to work with a Julian calendar. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Down here, we're going to get rid of that as well, just because I don't think it's really necessary. And let's go ahead and remove this. What's this M and N for? Do we need this anymore? I don't think we do. I think we can get rid of it. And let's just do a quick for X, and we're just going to delete all of these guys. Right, I know if I'm using Vim, I can enter visual mode, but I'm not, so deal with it. Okay, so this would be the simplest form of the algorithm. We calculate a bunch of, variables, and these variables mean something. So now I've got to figure out what the variables actually mean and put them into this code. And then after we figure out what the variables need, we need to think about ways to visualize this. And I like Sir Voice's table because it kind of shows historically what people wanted. They wanted a table of dates. And, Sir Voice gave them a table of dates, and that was pretty cool. So now the question is, what do we need to do from there to explain in more of an intuitive fashion what all of these numbers mean? Or even do we need to do that, right? Because if we know what all the numbers are, is that enough? I don't know. It's a good question. Matt Coder, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. But right, if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, anything you want to talk about, feel free to let me know in the chat, and I'll do what I can to respond as soon as I see it there. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull up Computus over here, and we're going to move that. Actually, I'm just going to pull up a separate. Yep, we're going to move that over here. I'm just going to put it up over on this corner here. So you guys probably can't read the text, but I can, and I'm the only one that matters, so it's fine. I'm sorry, making all these stupidly self-conscious jokes. I'm not actually, I feel bad for making those jokes. Clearly, I'm not the only one that matters. Everyone in this community matters, but no one outside of this community matters. No, that's not true. Everyone matters. But I'm just being a jerk. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm being a jerk today. Okay, so we're just going to go through and figure out what A, B, C, D, and all these numbers are. And then the question is, should we rename the variables? I think probably we should, but we'll figure it out. So the first part consists, which is, okay, so D is going to be the number of days. So here we have number of days counting from March 21st until the full moon. Okay, so that's what D is. Then E should be the days until Easter, but let me think about how we're going to do that. Oh. I feel like I missed something. Oh, maybe someone else sent me a separate email that wasn't related. Okay. So D is that. So let's keep going. So the number of days counting from March 21st to the closest following full moon to occur. The formula for D contains the terms of 19A and the constant M. A is a year's position on the 19-year lunar phase cycle. So this is the year's position on the 19-year lunar phase cycle. I need to figure out what that is. And now it's B. I don't think we have B, but M is the next one that they told me to comment in. So M is going to be let's see, 19 calendar years were equated to 235 lunar months. Let's see, the expression 19A plus M mod 30. Wait, what is M then? M is a constant, which is P and Q. Oh man, this is so complicated. Oh, geez. Okay, so M. M is going to be... The M at 19a plus M serves to have a correct starting point at the start of each century. So what's the 30 for? Why is this mod 30? Let's see. Is the M only used for D? M is there and there. Yeah, it's only used for D. Okay, so if it's only used for D, then this is going to be correction to starting point calculation each century. Let's see. Wait, what is this? Correct starting point at the start of each century. Each. Okay, nice. Let's see if I can spell that right. And I think I did capital. Chords is a means of calculation Easter. I don't know. Okay, so now we need to figure out what B, C, K, Q, P, all these guys are. And then we need to figure out how to organize. It's a mess. This whole thing is a mess. We got to figure this out. Okay. So that was all explaining what A is. So now let's see. What do we have here? It's determined by calculation, by a calculation taking in the number of leap years up to that current number of leap years up until the current century, where K inhibits a leap day every 100 years, and Q reinstates every 4 years. Oh boy. A chord of a circle is a straight line segment whose endpoints lie in the circle. A secant line, or just a secant, is an infinite line extending of a chord. More generally, a chord is a line segment joining 2 points on any curve, for instance, an ellipse. Shouldn't touch my face. I don't know why I should not do that. Okay, no more touching my face. I'm going to ghost touch my face from now on, which is really kind of creepy. I'm not going to do that either. So what you're saying is we have the chord of a circle is a straight line. So you're saying to visualize this, we have essentially a bunch of circles. Let's go ahead and draw some circles. Circle, circle, circle. These are all circles. Let's not do it that way. We have a watch, right? And I mean, so circles are a good way to... You lost the stream. Well, I hope you find it again. I mean, I think you found it. I don't know. Circles are a good way to express modulo arithmetic. Is that where you're going? Or is there something... I don't know. Is there something else there? Okay. So where do they calculate B and C then? I'm trying to figure out what B is. And I can't search for B. Well, let's just search for B. 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 Welcome to Simuleos, where I just search for all B's in a document. This is what I'm doing with my life. Variable D and constant M. Let's see. Obtain allowable by calculating 2B plus 4C plus 6D plus N mod 7. But what does B mean? Both B and C increase... Both B and C increases by 1 for an advancement of 1 year. Okay. Okay. I think Trash Talk understood what this was. There was someone in chat who mentioned it. I go back and got a network error. Then the chord between 2 Easters. I don't see what chords and sequence do for the visualization. I don't either right now. It would yield the exact difference. And then they would say the bee population is declining. What? There are at least 12 bees in the world. Wait, right? What? There are a ton of bees. Any reason why not? Oh, right. So okay, let's figure out I'm going to figure out what all the numbers mean at least. That's where I'm at. Let's see. B becomes 0. Why? Why is this so complicated? B becomes 0 and 2B thus becomes 0 instead of 8, which under mod 7 is another subtraction by 1. What is B? Is it up here? Year mod 4. Why are we modding the year by 4? Someone mentioned it in chat. E's just an offset to get Sunday. Right. That's I'm 90% sure. Circle is a full leap years? I misunderstood what you're saying. But how is that? Okay. I'm going to say something dumb. How is the year mod 4? Oh, right. The year mod 4. No. The year divided by 4 would be the number of leap years. The year mod 4. The year mod 4 is going to be... If you do the year, so we're 1800, and you divide that by 4, then you get the number of leap years. Unless I'm just forgetting how to do math. The mod 4 is going to give you the years since the last leap year. You want the leap day offset, though. Which means that every year you're off by 1, so you would where is B used? B is only used for the calculation of E. Okay, let's just go ahead and do a D3D here and paste this down here where it's actually used. I'm definitely gonna change these variable names because they're completely inconsistent. So one thing about this algorithm is when Gauss published it, someone, I don't remember who, but one of his compatriots at the time told him that this makes absolutely no sense because basically he didn't understand it. And Gauss said, look, man, it's just math. Like, I'm not going to explain it for you. So it's just, I don't know. You're doing the visualization, though. There's nothing special about the circle geometry, which would be faster than the algorithm, faster than this algorithm, right? You want the leap day offset only, though. Right, so the circle geometry here, I think is just a way to better visualize it. The question is the circle going to be a way that makes it... Right, I guess the question is... Oop, well, I just dropped something. I think the question is, does the circle help people understand it better? That's the question. I don't know the answer to that. I'm still trying to figure out what all these numbers are. So B would be the number of days since the last leap year. C would be wiser 7. What does a year modulo 7 give you? It gives you, I don't know. If you're a multiple of 7, you'll have 0. I don't understand. To begin with, 2b plus 4c ensures that we take care of the fact that the weekday slides for each year. I understand that these are offsets. A normal year has 365 days, but 52 times 7 equals 364. So 52 full weeks makes up 1 day too little. Hence, each consecutive year, the weekday slides. Aha, right. So this right here is finding. Let's see. The year slides. Okay, this is gonna be crappy commenting. I'll figure out I'll fix the comments in a second. 52 times 7 equals 364. But there are 365 days a year that we are offsetting for this. These are crap comments. I'm going to fix the comments in just a second. Okay. Or later. I don't know. I'll fix the comments. I promise. Before it's in the algorithm archive. I'm just trying to figure it out. Because now I feel like this 4 times C is actually going to be... I don't know what this means. I don't know what that means at all. Let's see. The circle is the diffraction space of the year. The chord would be the tangent diameter 0.1 minus tangent diameter 0.2 times perpendicular secant as percentage. Would be much faster. The angle of the ellipsoid chords as they change would yield the motion. Huh. I need to think about what that means. I have no idea. This is for showing the differences between the Easter dates, though, right? You're not actually calculating the date of Easter, are you? You could definitely calculate it to the exact second. To do fix this comment. They have to be fixed. This is going to be in the algorithm archive, so I have to fix it. Okay. Where were we? So here we are. Hence, each consecutive year, the weekday slides by, meaning May 6th was a Wednesday one year, is a Thursday the following year, disregarding leap years. Both B and C increased by 1 for advancement of 1 year. So what? Okay, so this is the slide. Every day, this is the slide. Because we're 1 day off if we have 52 times 7. So this is a slide by that. I don't know why we multiply it by 4 in the end. Right, that's what I don't know. Okay, so let's keep going. So what's B? Both B and C increases by 1 for an advancement of 1 year, obviously, because it's the modulo of year 4. The expression 2B plus 4C thus increases by 6. But remember that this is exactly the same as subtracting 1 mod 7. What? Thus increases by 6. 2B plus 4C. If you increase 1 year, is going to increase by 6, correct. But remember, this is the same as subtracting 1 mod 7. To subtract by 1 is exactly what is required for a normal year, since weekday slips by 1 forward. We should compensate for 1 day less to arrive at the correct weekday for a leap year. Gonna 2 times B plus 4 times C equals 6. Why the modulo 4? To subtract by 1 is exactly what's required for normal years, since weekday slips 1 day forward. We should compensate 1 day to arrive at correct weekday. For a leap year, B becomes 0. And thus 2B becomes 0 instead of 8, which under mod 7 is another subtraction by 1, i.e. total subtraction by 2. Okay, so if 2B plus 4C, if B for leap year, so B, okay, so if it's a leap year, what is a leap year? This year's a leap year. Okay, so let's go ahead and put 2020 in there. 2020 is divisible by 4. Okay, seems fine. It is not divisible by 7. So what is 2020? What is mod of 2020 and 7? This is going to give us 4. And 4 mod 7 is 4. Which under mod 7 is another subtraction by 1, a total subtraction by 2, as the weekday under the leap day. This is super not as straightforward as I thought. Okay, minus 1 mod 7 equals 6. Right. I got that far. But this, if 2020 by this formula gives us 4, that means we're minus 3. And this is fine, because we don't actually know what part of the cycle we're on, so this is still fine. Let's see. I would skip it. Let's see. I would skip it and map it to reference to the 365.25 year calendar as percentage of scale lunar years. Not sure what you're doing, but couldn't you take the int of the number of days in a solar year times the number of years? Couldn't you? Right, so I'm specifically recreating Gauss's algorithm here. So there's so many other ways we can calculate Easter. No way. No doubt. There are a whole bunch of different ways. I'm specifically just trying to work with Gauss's algorithm because I'm trying to figure it out, you know? See, Amaris, have a wonderful evening. Let's see. Or how to simplify it to linear algebra. I mean, look, you guys are way smarter than this. I know that. I'm just trying to figure out what numbers are. So, DAC Labs, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. Okay. So B becomes 0 and 2B thus is 0 instead of 8, which under mod 7 is another subtraction by 1, i.e. the total subtraction by 2, as a weekday after leap year that slides forward 2 days. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a stupid function in here. And this stupid function is just going to be function Gauss mod, okay? And it's going to be Gauss mod of some variable a. And it's going to return a is going to be the year, must be the year. So it's going to return, let's just pop it in there. B is going to be equal to this. And then C is going to be equal to this. And then we're just going to return 2B plus 4C. End. Okay. So I'm just going to create dates. We're just going to say years is going to be equal to just range from 1 to 10. And we're going to do Gauss mod dot years. Here. Oh, I'm an idiot. I need to change this to year. Okay. Right. So let's see what happens. And I guess what I want to do is mod 7 that. Oh, mod dot 7. Okay. And we'll check this out. Let's see. Using the Gauss's Easter algorithm for years prior to 1583 is historically pointless, since the Gregorian calendar was not utilized for determining Easter before that year. Using the algorithm for the future is questionable, since we know not how... You're right. It's in the Wikipedia article. The Wikipedia article says that. And, right. Oh, Lorenz, let's take a look at this. Thanks. Okay, right. Okay, we'll go through this in just a second. I'm going to check out these numbers. So 6, 5, 4, 2. Right, that's what we want. Perfect. So it goes down by 1. So it's -1, -2, -3. Then it's a leap year, so it's -5. Then 6, then 7, then 8. And then 10. If I'm counting right. The point is, it goes down by 1 every year, but for a leap year, it goes down by 2. Okay, I'm going to open up actually this guy because... oh, boy. Oh, it's a 1990s website if I've ever seen one. All right, let's go back. Let's just take a look at this one instead. Boom, boom. Move this over here. Can I make this small? Oh, yes. 1990s website always keeps the sidebar. Let's just remove that sidebar. Okay. Yeah, we'll just read through this and see what we can get. How did they make that CGI in 1990? Maybe it wasn't 1990s, but it was a 90s website is what I'm saying. Like this is This is old school. Like I've made a website like this before. Let's see, what do we have here? Almost all the guy's entire website is about different algorithms to calculate Easter. I love this guy. Oh, I love this guy. Algorithms? No way. Christmas? Oh, what? Oh, this is amazing. Oh, boy. We should do a Christmas algorithm. That would actually be a really good April Fool's Day joke. If I can get the Easter algorithm out, I should then create a Christmas algorithm. That would be amazing. What would a Christmas algorithm look like? So we'd need an algorithm that looks really complicated, but always returns December 25th. That's what we would need. So you... Or what should it be? It should be something really stupid. Maybe not Christmas, because Christmas is too far away. It should be something... Yeah, I figure Christmas would also be good. Yeah, maybe. I would call it other historical algorithms, is what I would call it. You have to linearly search through every day and check if it's December 25th. No. It has to be some stupid, complicated math. It has to be like similar to Gauss's method, like similar to the Gaussian algorithm, that it's just really, really dumb. Like, or it's just like a bunch of random mathematics, so people will get really confused, and then they'll be like, okay, cool. There's an algorithm to calculate the date of December, or the date of Christmas. And then hopefully in December, they'll be like, hey, look at this. This site is false. We celebrate Christmas on December 24th. We could actually work that into our algorithm, right? Like we could have them read in a year, but also a location, right? The April is the first algorithm. It's the 1st of April. You should have linearly searched through. Okay, I'm actually, maybe we'll do that. Maybe that's what I should do. Okay, let's go back here and let's read it up. Okay. So what do we have here? C. Oh, the numbers are is everything different? Year mod 7. Right. No, I think are all the characters the same. C mod 7, B mod 4, A mod 19. Correct. D is 19A plus M. Yep. E is going to be, yeah, I think all these characters are the same. They're using historical values. What's HR in this case? I don't know. With Microsoft Internet Explorer, this algorithm will become alive. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. This site keeps getting better. This is like, what am I doing with the algorithm archive, man? This site is amazing. Why is this made? Oh, this is so cool. So Ascension Day is the 21st of May. Okay, actually, let's check that then. So I'm going to put in 1800. No, let's put in 1750. And let's do high year is 1850. Okay, and let's submit that. And when was Gauss born? Let's Google Gauss. Sure, it'll come up. He was born April 30th, 1777. So let's look up 1777. Where are we? 1777. Here. And... okay. Maybe. He said 7 days before Ascension Day. So when is Ascension Day? Ascension Day is going to be May 8th. Gauss was born. It was apparently 8 days before Ascension Day, not 7 days. Let me go ahead and check the calendar for 1800. No, cal for 1777. And let's look up, let's make this huge so you can see. So let's see. What are we going to do here? March, April 30th was on a Wednesday. Okay, maybe the legend is that he was told he was born more than 7 days before Ascension Day on a Wednesday or something like this. Interesting. Okay, because the legend I was told was he was told that he was born 7 days before Ascension Day on a Wednesday. The numbers kind of check out, right? Kind of. They're off by one, but because Ascension Day was the 8th of May, right? So, also, look, I don't think these guys, honestly, they really should have, like, they have Carnival, Easter, Ascension, Pentecost, but they don't have Christmas. Why don't they have Christmas? Right, where was I? I think this is where I was. Okay, let's go through and let's see if we can calculate this. Only Internet Explorer though. What are the Dutch pages about? I don't know. I mean, you guys have the site. Feel free to check it out if you want. The algorithm for Christmas was too complicated. Yeah, we have to cover it. We have to cover it in the algorithm archive. Well, not the algorithm archive, but like. Oh, I really want to do it now. I feel like I should. Okay. The value of C mod year mod 7 takes care of the fact that non-leap year is 1 day longer than 52 weeks. So for the day of the week, every date, including March 21st, shifts 1 day per year. Yep, we already know that. We just handle... Okay. Only if there is a leap day in between, then it shifts an extra day, which is handled by B and N. Okay. The value of B, let's see. The value of B equals year mod 4. Counts the leap days according to the Julian calendar. 1 leap day every 4 years. That's not correct. That's not what that does. What B year mod 4 does is it counts the days since. It counts the days since the last leap year, right? It's similar to how C counts the days since, it counts the offset days, right? So I don't think, okay, well, we'll keep going, right? And some Roman calendar stuff. He even translated some historical work to this guy. Who is this Hank Rintz, guys? Let me see who this is. What? It's in Comic Sans. It is in Comic Sans. Look at that. Look at that. Comic Sans right there. Omjin optimal there. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. I'm being a jerk. I shouldn't say that. Okay. The Hubble constant? What? What is this? Size of a neutron star? Number of stars in the universe? This guy must be a lecturer somehow. But there's... Okay. I would suggest maybe not. There's one particular thing on the site that kind of doesn't seem to match the rest of it. Feel free to point... please don't point it out in the... please don't point it out in the chat. But he's got some interesting things, like how heavy is the universe? Right. So I'm just going to go ahead and... Oh, man. I just don't understand. Okay. I had to scroll up to see if I saw it again. Like, I'm just so confused. Let's just go ahead and remove some of these guys. Okay. This guy. Oh, my gosh. What is this guy? He has a PDF. How fast does EX grow? Now it's a picture of a shave. It's a shave. Oh, a shaven cat. Okay, fair enough. If Is this one taken? No, that username was not taken. Okay, thanks for following. Okay, the value of n equals 4 plus p minus p divided by 4 mod 7 has to do with the difference. Where's n? Here it is. Has to do with the difference in the number of leap days between the Gregorian and Julian calendar. I need to figure what k and... Okay, maybe you'll tell me what... I just want to know what k and q are. That's what I'm looking for now. pk and q. I need to figure out what these are. So k divided by 4... Okay, well, let's just read this. The Julian calendar has a leap day every 4 years, while the Gregorian calendar excludes the 100-fold years from being a leap year unless they can be divided by 400. This has to do with the actual length of the year, which is on the Gregorian calendar, and is assumed to be 365.2425 days. Together, B and N handle the Gregorian leap days. B, here's B. Oh, and N. Okay, so N was what again? N is the difference in the number of leap days between the Gregorian and Julian calendar. That is a lot of work to figure that out. Okay. Between... Let's see. Ooh, I need 2 lines for that. Let's see. Okay. And as the caption, Dirty Mine is a Joe forever? What is a Joe? Green Jenny, thanks for following. Really appreciate it. Now we will ignore D for a while. It will be explained below. Instead of E, we'll first look at E prime. I don't have an E prime. Am I supposed to have an E prime? Pure Savage 3, thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. Do I have an E prime? No, my E is going to be this. Okay, so his E prime is going to be 2B plus 4C plus N. So he's missing the 6D. Okay, so now we'll ignore D for a minute. This result is the number of days from March 22nd until the next Sunday. If March 22nd is a Sunday, then E prime equals 0. If it is a Saturday, then E prime equals 1. Until E prime equals 6, if March 22nd is a Monday. So March 22nd plus E prime is the first Sunday after March 21st. Okay, yeah, that's clear. Ignoring D. Let's use 6 times D term. This is the number of days until the next Sunday. Okay, wait. Let me finish this up. So let's see. So adding 2 times B plus 4 times C means that adding 6 days every year. But in modulo 7 arithmetic, 6 is the same as -1, so effectively it subtracts 1 from the days left until the next Sunday. Since March 22nd is a day later than the next year, it takes 1 day less until the next Sunday. And because B never exceeds the value of 3 and C never becomes larger than 6, the value of E prime correctly handles leap days. Cool, okay. Where's his calculation for D? Okay, what do we have here? It appears to be that 235 lunations, i.e. moon months, are practically equal to 19 tropical years. This means that every 19 years, the moon phases will occur on the same dates in the year. This regularity was discovered by an ancient Greek called Meton, and therefore this 19-year cycle is called the Metonic cycle. I've heard of the Metonic cycle before, and I just never knew what it was. This is how it... And because the equality of 235 lunations and 19 years is not really exact, there is a small shift of about 1 day per 310 years, see 8 days per 25 centuries. Right? Okay. 8 days for 25 centuries. The value of M takes care of that shift. But M takes care of that shift because of P. Am I right? Some intermediate results are used. P is equal to year div 100. Oh, and Q is 3 times P plus 3 divided by 4. I think his numbers are different. Where is his? He's saying M. Where's his M? M is here. 15 plus Q plus R. Q plus R. No, his R is my P. No, his R is my... Yeah, his R is my P, and his... What? Let's see. Floor of year by 100. His P is my K. Okay, I've got it. Okay. Some intermediate years. Let's see. Takes care of the leap day difference between Julian and Gregorian calendar. And R is 8 times P plus 13. Div 25 actually handles the shift of the Metonic cycle. Fun fact, Meton did this calculation back in 430 BCE or so. Huh. Let's see, what do we have here? He uploaded YouTube vids recently. Probably more recently than I did, right? This man website fascinates me. Okay, I want to see his YouTube video. YouTube is not on this page. If you have a YouTube link, I'd be more than happy to check it out. Let's see, what do we have here? In the caption, "Dirty Mind for Joe is a Joe forever." I just realized that Christianity was caused by insanity in 7 BC. Hence, the Emperor of Rome sent out ferrets to deal with the rabbit plague. Wait, what? People ate infected rabbits or something? What? Let's see. This man whose website fascinates me. He uploaded YouTube vids recently. Emperor Augustus sends ferrets named vivere by Plinius to the Balearic Islands to control the rabbit plagues. Fun fact, Meton did this calculation back in 430 BC. They knew about the mod div in 430 BCE. I don't know. Like, it's crazy to think about how they came up with these numbers, you know? Staggeringly exquisite. Thank you so much for following. Really appreciate it. Click on his name on the main page. Name on the main page. I don't think his name is giving me anything. Best viewed with open eyes. This is gonna be me in the future. Like, I'm just gonna be this guy. Okay. So where are we? So now we have to go back to D. Where are we? We're down. Here. No. Where are we? Now look at D is equal to 19 times A plus M. The number 19 we see here does not have the same meaning as the Metonic cycle used to calculate A, but it comes from the following. A so-called moon year of 12 months is a bit more than 354 days, so it is 11 days shorter than the Gregorian solar year of 365.2425 days. This means that the moon phases occur 11 days earlier every next year, and since a moon month has got 30 days, this implies that the moon phases will also occur 19 days later, which is the meaning of the 19 in the calculation of D. The value of D handles the Metonic cycle using A and the long-term shift thereof, as well as the length of the lunar month. The result is actually the number of days from 0 to 29 to be added to March 21st. Or we get the date. Finally, we calculate it for a Sunday after this. We want to find the Sunday after this Paschal full moon, so we have to add up the first Sunday on or after PFM plus 1. Therefore, we start with March 21st to D plus 1, March 22nd plus D. In order to find the next Sunday, we do more or less the same thing as we did with E prime, but now we add D to the March 22nd. This means that the day of the week has advanced D mod 7 days, so E prime to find the next Sunday no longer appropriate. We have to compensate for this with an extra advance. This handles the term 6 times D. Oh, gotcha. Okay. and the calculation of E, note that adding D plus 6 times D mod 7 to any dates gets you back to the same day of the week. So we're talking about this calculation here, right? So ignoring the 6E term, this is the number of days until the next Sunday from March, I think it was 22nd. Yep. The 6 times D adds a 1 day offset. No. What is this? So like the 6 times D. Milix 2018, thanks so much for following. Really appreciate it. 6 times D. What was, I just had it. It was just in my head. This handled, so the 6D plus 6 times D mod 7 to any date. Let's see. This handled, note that adding D plus 6 times D mod 7 to any date gets you back on the same day of the week. Okay. So let's see, what do we have here? It opens my mail for me, so I could send him a message. This is how great the site is. Link the YouTube page above. Oh, I must have missed it. I'm sorry. I got caught with other things. What do we have? Ah, man, look at that. No way. 4 months ago. He's more active than I am. I'm just gonna real quick see what this is about. Oh, it's probably, it's like RuneScape music with, this is amazing. Okay, it's not RuneScape music, but the point is it's like, you know how like old music is kind of like, it's like, it's definitely not RuneScape music, but like, it's that 8-bit music that makes you think of old video games. Like that's what I'm getting. Like, this guy's amazing. Like, honestly, this is incredible. 6 times D, mod 7 to any date gives you back on the same day. Okay, this is handled by the 6 times D in the calculation of E. So, why is it 6 times? So, if you're 2 days off, 6 times is going to be 6 times D. Oh, let's turn the music back on. Let's also skip this song. This one's better. As the title pre-filled, how Hank, this is a great site. Modulo in that term, but no, that was introduced in 1800 by Gauss. But the ancients knew how to calculate the numbers that recur. More recent than James, let's go. Old sound electronic synthesizers. Yeah, something like that, right? Okay, so 6 times D adds a 1 day offset. No, what does it do? So every day, 6 times... So if D is 2, 6 times D is going to be 12, modulo 7 is going to be 3? Crap. Why am I an idiot? Why am I so stupid? What is 12 mod 12 7? What is this? 5. What? Oh, of course it's 5. I'm a moron. Jeez. Okay, so what does that mean? So that means it's adding 5. 18. 4. 24. 3. Okay, so it adds the appropriate offset. When adding to the next Sunday. I see. Okay, the thing is, this algorithm is like hundreds, thousands, hundreds of years old, right? So I was sitting here thinking, this is, a 100-year-old algorithm. How hard could it be? And I'm like genuinely unable to understand at least these variables up here. What are K, P, and Q? I just, okay, I'm gonna put a simple comment on everything. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put a simple comment, and then I'm just gonna try to understand it. Like, so it's just, what? Oh, the ether date is, 22 plus D plus E, and then, okay, the rest of it we understand. Oh, wait, no, maybe I don't understand. Finally, there's one caveat left. The length of a moon month is not exactly 30 days, but it's 29.53. This means that for larger values of D, we might find a partial full moon that is one day late, and if it happens to be a Sunday, then we'll end up with an Easter date that is an entire week overdue. Therefore, the final correction, if F equals 57 or E equals 6, must be applied, should be read as, if the result is April 26th. I'm gonna have to go over this again, man. Like, I can't. There's something, it's just not clicking. So, for calculating M, some intermediate results are used. It's simply the century index. Obviously this is a century index, so let's just put that down. Century index. Okay. And this one is, where's this one? The shift of the metonic cycle. Oh boy. Okay, and then the last one I haven't done is this one, which is floor of K over 4. He has 3 times P plus 3, Q divided by 4, which I don't have. I'm just using K over 4. Should we trust Wikipedia, or should we just trust this random guy that we have found online? I'm keen to just trust this random guy we found online. I mean, I know Wikipedia is a bunch of guys that we found online, but this guy has a cool website. Let's go with him. 3 times P plus 3. And let's just see if this actually returns the right... Is this correct? Let's just include... right, I don't want to return that. I want to... Oh, what did I do? Shoot. 30th of March. And if it's K over 4, I think we get the right day. 13th of April. Crap! What do we have here? Right. Let me go ahead and catch up on chat. Let's see. The title pre-filled, How Hank is Great Site. Modulo, LK Reader, modulo in that term, no. It was introduced in 1800 by Gauss, but the ancients knew how to calculate numbers that recur. Old-sounding electric synthesizers. You've heard of anti-Kythera mechanisms, right? I have not. That calculates the metonic cycle. Yeah, it's really amazing. Why on earth are you trying to figure out the Easter calculation from this wackadoo website? Because it gives you... You're right. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be. Check out GitHub sponsor page. Oh yeah, I have a GitHub sponsors page. Feel free to check that out. Trust the algorithms, Arc Chief. If he has a mistake, I'm sending him a mail. At this point, I'm looking for an excuse. He says his Q can also be P minus P divided by 4, where P is his century index. Yes, that's also what I have. So let me see why P minus P divided by 4. Wait, P minus P div 4. Oh gosh, I mean, it is slightly different than... Also, I'm off by 1 now. How am I off by 1? Right? Aren't I off by 1? What's the date of Easter in 2020? April 12th. Why am I returning April 13th all of a sudden? Did I change a number on accident? Oh, I must have. Crap. What did I do? What is this one? K is year over P. K over 4. Crap. Okay. A is year mod 19. B is year mod 4. C is year mod 7. K is the floor of year over 100. P is going to be 13 plus 8 times K over 25. Q is K over 4. I'll just keep that one because it seems to be somewhat correct. M is 15 minus P plus K minus Q. How am I off by 1 all of a sudden? Crap. Okay. N is going to be 4 plus K minus Q mod 7, right? 19 plus A, 19 times A plus M mod 30. 2B plus 4C plus 6D plus N over 7. What? I don't... What? Put in the date on his website Easter calculator to see if the website... You're right. Okay. Oh, not what I meant to do. There we go. Pull the sidebar up. Oh, no. Where was that? See it in action. Where are we? Oh, this website's so silly. Submit. Screw you, man. He has it right. Oh, man. Okay. How are my numbers wrong? Let me see what's different between mine and his. So P is div... What? I swear this was right just a second ago. Let me right and quit here. And I'm just going to copy this to a separate file. Gauss Easter.jl. Gauss Easter backup.jl. And then we're going to do git checkout. Okay, come on. Gauss Easter.jl. Okay, let's read this in, include that. Oh, I was wrong from the get-go. Good to know. Let's go ahead and move Gauss Easter backup into Gauss Easter.jl. Okay, well, good to know that I was wrong at the start, and it wasn't something I did during stream that broke it. 22 plus D plus E is going to be D plus E minus 9 for the date of April. Scroll down a bit. Down. Right. It's going to be D plus E minus 9 for April and 22 plus D plus E for March. I swear I had the right date at some point. I thought the date of Easter was decided by the Pope throwing a dartboard with dates on it. Honestly, that was how it was decided for the first 300 years. Something like that. Crap. Okay. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm such an idiot. Computers of 2020. Include Gauss Easter.jl. And now we're going to do Computus of 2020. I'm an idiot. I had it right. I was just dumb. Okay, let me put his calculation back in. What? So his calculation, he said, where's his div 4? Divided by 4. 3 times P plus 3. Whereas P is a century index. Here's my century index. 3 times P plus 3 div 4. Let's try that. Oh, that's because I was using a different P. His P is my Q. So let's grab this and let's do 3 times K plus 3. That should be right. And now we're going to do include Computers 2020. But maybe order of operations is killing us here. Include Computers 2020. No, I don't think that's right. Okay. I don't know why that's not working. I guess we can take a look at it later. For now, I am starring this site because it's cool. Easter. Yeah, done. Okay. Cool. Okay, so I think maybe this is... I'm kind of not... I'm still wrapping my head around what we're doing here. So I think what I might do... What's Q? I still don't understand Q. So what he says Q is... What is this guy? Where was it? It was... Oh, crap. Come on. So he says, takes care of the leap day difference between the Julian and Gregorian calendar. So I think this still does the same thing. Leap day difference between Julian and Gregorian calendars. Question mark. Okay, so every value here now has a statement associated with what it's supposed to be. I'm going to go ahead and commit this. So let's do git add Gauss Easter.jl git commit -m. I'm adding simple, probably wrong, comments and refactoring Gauss's JL. Okay. Git push origin master. So it should be available on the master branch of Simuleos. Let me go catch up on chat. I think this might be where we call it. For now, because I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm still like, there's something not clicking in my head right now. Maybe it's clicking in your guys' head, and if so, please feel free to hang out with us on Discord later, and we can talk about it. I'm still trying to just figure it all out right now. So let's go ahead and catch up. There's a little back hack to copy similar name, CP, some file. Oh, nice. Thanks. In 325, the Council of Nicaea formalized that Easter would be the first Sunday after the first full moon of spring. Right. Before that, it was pretty much celebrated parish by parish, but always in the spring. Right. Guess what? Finished my thesis today. Dude, fantastic. Great job. Like, man, so many people here are doing so many cool things, but fantastic job. Let's see. Congrats. Join us on Discord. Some company had some issue with paralyzing a job. Thesis was about how to solve that. Okay, well, first of all, good job on the thesis. I don't understand exactly, but good job on the thesis. I mean, great job, honestly. Okay, so let's see who's live and who on a raid at the end of stream. Bernie Sanders is live. Skylius, Chessbra, let's see, Rocket Sage, Laboratory 424. What do you guys reckon? How about we do Rocket Sage? I feel like it's been ages since we've done Rocket Sage. She's talking about geology and stuff. If that sounds interesting to you, yeah, maybe we could do that. Let's see. Also, Lord Farquad, thank you so much for following. I was actually, for some reason, thinking about Shrek earlier today. So, I don't know. Okay, so I think that'll be it for now. Yeah, Bernie Sanders streams on Twitch with 12.3K. That's actually not bad, honestly. He's doing pretty well for himself. Okay, I think this will be it for now. Let's go ahead and raid. Yeah, let's do Rocket Sage. Let's go ahead and raid Rocket Sage. Okay, thanks guys so much for coming in. Have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time happens to be your time. And I will see you guys around next time for the next episode of Simuleos, where we do stuff. Probably still working on the Easter algorithm. I don't exactly know where we're going to go with this, but I want visualizations done by the end of this week so I can put it in the algorithm archive. We get that video out and stuff like that. What I always join the stream when you end. You've been here for a while, Cobalt. My streams are rather short compared to other streamers. I only really stream for 2 hours at a time. In principle, I should be streaming for longer, but yeah, it's fine. Anyway, guys, thanks again for coming in, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.